And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Refresh Point. My name is Ben, and as always, I'm joined by my constant co-host, Steve. Steve, how's it going?
We are hanging in there.
You sound like something kind of bad might have happened recently.
I don't know if it's bad, but like sometimes you have expectations, and then as I don't know if I've said it before, but I've said it in my life plenty of times before. I don't know if I've said it on the Refresh Point before, but there's nothing worse than ruined expectations.
All right, well, let's see what that's all about. We're chatting about the latest from the Bushiroad Fall Conference and Steve's initial dive into Makeine, Too Many Losing Heroines, right after you shuffle your decks, tap or cut. We'll get it right into the Refresh Point with some breaking news. We're gonna try out a new bit, so if you hate it, let us know and we won't do it again. For now, it's gonna be the latest from today's presenters, Maid Enthusiast and Skeleton Father. Yeah, thanks, Ben. ReZero players rejoiced as the long-awaited Volume 3 set was announced as coming to English Weiss Schwarz. With an explosive top end and a balanced stock shuffle card, players are eagerly awaiting the return of losing the game from 2-3 as punishment for breathing, as well as shelling out upwards of $40 to purchase the Albuda Stockada package, but this time, it's Amelia.
Thanks, Maid Enthusiast. Also, in further news, alongside ReZero, the Nazarick Tomb of the Undead Extra Booster was announced to be coming to English at some future point. This set brings many new tools and options for Nazarick Tomb of the Undead players that will definitely not increase the power of the current Ainz deck at all. Over to you.
Certainly not. With release dates announced for Dan to Dan, Makeine, and Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest, it is now known that most of these sets will be unavailable for North American players to play with for the rest of the season, except for BCS Philadelphia. I wish all players luck in deciding whether they enjoy playing Bang Dream or Nige, or if they just want to send it on something funny instead. Skeleton Father?
Finally, to wrap up the breaking news, the World's date was announced as May 2nd, 2026, the day before the 2026 Bushiroad Card Festival. Coincidentally or not, this is the middle of Japan's Golden Week, as well as a few days before high school AP testing, meaning if you were hypothetically married to a teacher that would be managing such tests, that might make your World's trip a little bit scuffed and awkward.
Yeah, but that certainly wouldn't happen to any of us. That's it for the latest breaking news here on the desk. We'll toss it back to Ben and Steve on the Refresh Point for the rest of this podcast.
Thank you, Maid Enthusiast.
Oh, so okay, ReZero.
So
we've been waiting for you. There's one Dallas local that's been waiting for so long.
I'm happy.
He literally stopped playing the game for a while.
I'm happy for the people who are happy that ReZero is coming out. Okay, that's great. I'm excited for you, right? There's nothing better than to be a fan of something that's existed forever, and you know you're finally getting to dig some cards out of the closet and be like, yeah, hell yeah, I get to play with my favorite set again. But
well, like exactly 8 of those cards.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know how much of the old cards get used in that list.
I assume that the early play is probably still workable. I have no idea.
It's mostly, I feel like it's mostly new stuff, and then I saw the term in a text chat, Stockilia.
Yeah.
Thrown out. The Stockilia package.
Yeah.
For Amelia.
It turns out that if there's one thing that's true about the design of Weiss Schwarz is that we never ever learn, no matter how much we try. So they're gonna run back that same package that was part of the Albuda deck, or still is in English. Or you can get free money for no reason, which is great. Obviously, the opportunity cost of running 4 bricks in your deck is probably worth the trade-off of just free main phase cash whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, you can do funny stuff with it too, because the rem top end, if you don't know, is on attack, pay some costs. I think it's like pay 2, ditch 2. It's either pay 2, ditch 2, pay 2, ditch 1. Excuse me. On it, flip the top. If it is a level 0 card, burn
Top
3
of yours?
Of yours. It's a level 0 card. Burn 3 twice. If it's not, burn 1 twice. Or hold on, I might have flipped the level requirements, but either way, it's rigged for the burn 3, the deck construction wise. Let's be clear.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
I think somebody said that there were 10 misses in the whole deck. So, and it's not even like a miss is horrible, right? It's like when you miss, quote unquote, you get 2 burn ones. Like
I mean,
like
you might want to miss intentionally at some point, but
yeah.
Assuming they have some way to set that up.
They have some way of setup too. Like at least the first one, I believe.
Yeah. So repeated instances of burn damage, creating like significant packets, is in fact never balanced. So it sounds like from these costs that you can't do more than 2, which is good.
Well, maybe.
So
also, my internet helps.
So you're looking at probably 7 packets. So 7 packets is a lot of damage when there are 3s.
Yeah, when they're all 3s. Yeah.
So that's pretty tough. I'm never wrong. The quote never fails. It never fails.
There we go. Yeah, pay 2, ditch 2 on attack.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely can't do more than 2.
Yeah, 0 or lower, burn 3 twice.
Character?
No, just 0 or lower.
Okay.
Climaxes count.
This is like 90% chance to hit because you're gonna have the 3s on the board.
Yeah.
Like.
Correct. It's also on play cantrip. So it helps
check
pay.
3, add 1. Great.
Yeah. It has
pondering on play. Sick. Okay. All right. Well, I still don't think you can do 3 of these very easily. It would be a big stock play.
Yeah.
So still,
that's why the 3rd card on the board is the better stock shuffle. Hear me out, guys. The bad stock shuffle is when the deck is small and there's not much to try to rip out. But what if you could mill the opponent's top 8 cards first and cause a deck out?
Ugh.
What if it was on the same card?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're headed straight back where I said we shouldn't go. And I begged and pleaded to not do this, but I'm just never wrong. We're doing it again. We're taking the strongest set we can find from JP, and we're just printing it in English so that people will buy the cards because it is ReZero, and they will get the money, and then they will restrict it immediately after because it will be strangling the meta. And we'll all just remember that we should never, ever, ever, ever buy SPs in English from sets that are already restricted in JP. And if you do, then I don't feel anything for you. I don't feel anything.
Oh,
if you
Christ.
lose your money and they have to take the cards and put them in a box and then close the box and put that into a closet, which is just a larger box, inside of a house, which is an even larger box. I don't feel anything because you're warned. You're warned now. This set will not last 6 months in English. It will be restricted immediately. You will lose your money. Do not do it. If you do it anyway because you're deranged, I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm sorry. People want what they want. So here we go.
Yeah, fair enough. You know what? To be fair, we didn't on our on our newscast bit. We did not clarify if anybody else that's like not American or in Canada, because I think it's like Dan to Dan can be playable in Toronto and Philly. And then the other two just can't. It's only in Philadelphia.
Yeah, in terms of North American events, that's it.
No, that's definitely. Yeah, I just double checked it too. So like, yeah. And then let's see, Europe, you would get it.
So Europe gets a weird timing. They get Dan to Dan for Greece and Manchester.
Well, no, they also get it for Bochum, Germany.
Huh?
Germany? If it has a Weiss, it does. Yeah. So there's a Germany tournament February 21st. They won't get it for they'll get it for Movo. So Europe has like 4 tournaments that will have Dan to Dan legal. It'll have 3 even that are what is it? Makeine will be legal, and Fairy Tale is the one that's like only Manchester gets.
Yeah, so there'll be a few events in Europe that'll be able to leverage some of the sets that are releasing later this year, but for the most part, North America gets nothing.
Yep,
so
pretty much. And then
strap in, folks, because this is the meta for the rest of the BCS.
Yeah. If you're a US player, it's time to decide your path.
Yeah.
What do you want to play? Because it's not really gonna change.
It's basically the sets that were meta for the last 2 years that haven't been restricted into Oblivion, and plus Bang Dream Nikkei. That's it. So, what? Bang Dream, Nikkei, Slime, Overlord,
Hololive. I mean, fistful of everything else, honestly. Like, it's like...
And then the stuff that all sounded reasonable before. Shauna,
Quince,
Quince. What, Quince, really, I honestly only door. Everything else looks horrible. Nino, I've watched Nino play twice since the restrict. Looks ass. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it just got to feel horrible to have every level 0 tool you ever had ripped out of your hands. It's just instead of like having reliability, you're back to complete uncertainty. Oh, and one of the most meta decks in the game has quad stun built into it. So good luck with your 8 standby deck against getting everything you put in the back row stunned permanently. So better never put anything back there or it's stuck. Like,
Rip.
that's actually what is keeping standby decks out of the meta. Is Bang Dream has quad stunning in every build they have pretty much. So if you try to do anything back there, it's like nope, that's gone forever. Might as well kill it.
also has it just on their helmet, so just like it'll just incidentally happen.
Yeah, they just splash it. It's like on everything now.
Yeah.
It's like stunning, whatever. And so it's like, how can you play standby into this? Like a traditional standby deck into this? You can't. It's not possible. So.
Has to be active. Can't be anything else.
Yeah. Whatever you're putting in the backstage better want to stay there because it's gonna. So,
yeah.
Like you want cheap finishers? Don't think so. Not really a thing you can do. So, yeah, it's tough out there. The meta's gonna be tough.
It's annoying for sure. All right, like we said on the last episode with Bill, Rip Girls Band Cry.
Yeah, it's completely off the schedule. They didn't announce anything about it. If you were expecting that set, you should be concerned at this point.
Yeah, I hope. Did they ever have pre-orders for it?
I don't know. I assume that it was available at the distributor level. I don't know that. I'm sure there are ways I could confirm that, but honestly,
even so, just like it doesn't look good, man.
No,
it kind of got caught too in like that. It kind of got caught in that window, like right when the big tariff crap was all going down. As well.
and we're gonna start feeling those effects soon.
Yeah. I
because
mean, all the upcoming like pre-order sets and whatnot, it's not gonna look.
The price of pre-orders is rocketing. So we're getting feedback from some of the people we know that the Oshinoko and the sets that follow it are going to be expensive. You know, the number, I think 19% more was the number being thrown around.
20, somewhere like 20-ish%.
And so it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck for all of us, but We're all here together in the same boat, so we'll just have to manage it. But won't be surprising if the price, if that causes numbers to dip in terms of sales, because 20% is not a small number. That's a huge number, especially considering cases are already, I mean, what, $1,100, and so it's like, okay, 20% more of that. That's tough, man. That's $280. Like, what are we talking about? That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
The other big whiff at the conference, outside of announcing anything useful, is they didn't announce a date for Eminence in Shadow. What? You have to give us something, man. You have to give us something. You can't just announce no dates for anything. This set's been known for months. What? I can't.
Bro.
This is the worst conference that there's been in years.
You don't like Bane Dream 10th anniversary?
I'm fine with it. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anything. It's not even a little bit useful. It doesn't do anything. But you have to. There was like a minimum bar that I was expecting out of this conference, which was a Worlds date, an Eminence date, and new sets. And please God, not the strongest sets you can find. And they fucked all of them, except for they announced a Worlds date. Great. Do we know what the winner's promo is? No, of course not. They announced the promo for 2 games that are not Weiss. So fantastic. I love that. So if you were a Weiss person, what you got out of that conference was there's a set coming out that's going to be restricted immediately. There's a set coming out for a set that never got restricted that is going to make that set overpoweringly strong and probably going to get it restricted.
Oh, yeah. Overlord? Yeah, okay.
And then you have no dates for anything and no dates for your next English exclusive. Congrats. What a great conference. Like, really fumbling the bag here. I don't know what to say. Like, this is just it's just a garbage conference. Like, I'm not Bushiroad's lawyer, and I'm not typically trying to set Bushiroad aflame, but like, there's a minimum bar to achieve here, and you didn't achieve shit. You just didn't do anything. You left us with maybe the worst meta in the history of BCS, and on top of that, you didn't announce anything. You just announced a bunch of sets for the future with no dates and then left. Fuck are we supposed to do with that?
Which, given that Girls Band Cry previously being one of those sets is now literally gone, it actually doesn't even mean anything.
No, and now there's
because what if they just take it back off?
There's a giant crater in the fucking schedule. Like, we don't have a release for 2 months. Nothing in November. Nothing in December. Nothing. And nothing until the end of January. 3 months of just fucking nothing. It's just inexcusable to have this kind of, like, historic bag fumble. It's the holiday season. Shouldn't this be the point of maximum expenditure leverage? Shouldn't you want to release new products when people are throwing cash the most? Like, it's so stupid. How do they just make such easy mistakes? I don't know, man. They just failed. They failed. So, do better, man. I don't know. Do better. Whatever you've done, don't do it again. Like, we can talk about Nazarick for a second. Like, this isn't the set that they're previewing in Japan. They're previewing an even more broken, even stronger Nazarick set, which will just really take that deck into the stratosphere. But this set is just we got a pure utility buff for almost the entirety of the level 0 game, and we're introducing another build for 8 door that's getting a just absolute dump truck load of support for doors. So I don't think a lot of that door stuff is translatable to the build that's there now. What is translatable to the build that's there now is a really good Ricky and a Lifa style 0 where you can put a card to stock and you can do the check X or lower and salvage. Just those 2 cards alone will make the deck dramatically stronger. If you desired to play 8 bar to increase your your bar consistency, like climax in hand consistency. They're adding a new combo for that, which is like ditch to check 5 and add 2. I'm not gonna run it. I don't think it's better than the door combo now. Mostly because the door combo gives you twice as many resources. It gives you the resource that you salvage, plus it gives you the attacker on the following turn, which I think is superior. But just the existing framework, getting a whole bunch of buffs and several new ways to get climaxes. They're adding another early play that's draw 2, ditch 2 in top stock. And it has another ability on top of that. And then they have several yellow cards that are able to dig the deck for climaxes. So, yeah, I mean, the existing Overlord deck is going to get much, much stronger. And there's going to be an 8-bar deck that will be very strong, and there will also be an 8-door deck that'll be, we'll call it reasonable. They've got a lot of door synergy stuff. So they have Climax swap for doors for free, similar to the Oshinoko choice swap for choices. They have a door support that gives power whenever you trigger a door, and then you can pay 1 and tap it to look at 3 and add a card. And like the Union style mechanic from many, many years ago. And there's just there's quite a bit of support for door. So I don't know, man. Yeah, that deck's gonna be really good.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be gas,
which is good. Like,
it's gonna be fire.
I got no problem with Nazarick, but are we sure we should do that? Given that we've never restricted the deck at all.
It got restricted.
Sort of. Got that slime slap on the wrist kind of thing where it's like, yeah, you annoyed it, but like it's still pretty good.
Yeah, we got what is it? We got what is it? Noble Peridot and what is it? All 6 other Nazarick players are just out there fist pumping. They're like,
yeah, of course.
Support!
Yeah, of course. We've got the
Yippee!
Yeah, we've got Zabuton and already on Twitter being like, guys, should we restrict the 1/1? This is like one of the best Overlord players in the world, and he's like, hey, maybe don't do what you're about to do because it's gonna be bad. Like, when the person who stands to profit from the venture is looking at it like, guys, are you sure? Then maybe that should be your first indicator that you should not do what you're about to do. So I guess we'll see. But I mean, I don't know.
Oh man,
learning is just gonna be hard. All right.
Yeah. And we also got Blue Archive, the animation.
Yeah, I am told by the Blue Archive people that it is not a significant power increase to the set.
Bill really got like just like the complete reversal. He was on the podcast. Is like, oh man. He like likes multiple sets. Blue Archive is one of them. Project Sekai is one of them. He's like, yo, it'd be so cool if we got Project Sekai 2.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, the world heard him, but it had its earplugs in. It was like, yeah, it's like, it'd be really cool if we got blah, 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 2.
Yeah.
And the world was like, well,
did he say Blue Archive? I think so.
I mean, that guy likes Blue Archive. Like, he plays Blue Archive all the time. He's got that Blue Archive deck on him. Yeah. A second set of a deck that guy likes. Blue Archive 2.
Yeah.
Hit him up.
Yeah, speaking of sets that will do nothing in the meta, yeah, sadly, that's one of them. It's one of those Bushiroad classics where you release a set that has no meta relevance and it quickly falls into obscurity and nobody cares. So that sucks. I hate when they do that, but it's certainly not the first or last time they will do it and have done it in the past. I mean, look at Persona 3. It's just, it happens. Some decks they fall into a hole and they just never manage to find their way out of it. So maybe the 3rd Blue Archive set will eventually be that set. I don't know.
Yes, the 3rd Blue Archive set will propel itself to to relevancy. I mean, it'll be better somewhat.
Yeah, I think
it joins the rest of the reasonable decks that you can play.
Yeah,
where it has some cool mechanics and it can win. and it's not literally best of the best here, and it's, that's fine.
Yeah, it is fine. And I think that while this podcast and many of the real ones watching it are true spikes, and we do find ourselves in the spike corner a lot. So a lot of our discussion about relevant sets is through that lens, the competitive lens, the world's lens, right? Please don't mistake that for the fact that any of these other sets that are being released are not playable. They are playable. They have something that is reasonable and can execute and can win locally and can do well at BCS events if you're on one. Okay? Like, maybe it's your day, right? And if it's your day, then you can go far with even stuff that isn't strictly the best stuff in the meta. But we try to set expectations for this stuff because we don't want to give anyone the presumption that these decks are equal. They are not. They are not equal, okay?
Yeah.
They're releasing around the same time. That is the only way they are equivalent. Some things are better than other things strictly.
And really, right now, with the way the schedule's set up, is we are all in an approximate 6 to 8 month waiting room for a nuclear bomb. We are just waiting. It's almost like whenever we originally saw Gura coming down the lane, where it was like, oh my god, that's so much damage, and people are like net decking the standby pantsless, like right out of the gate. This is ReZero.
Yeah.
Because right now we've kind of gone back, because the meta is effectively same meta as 2 years ago, but slightly different. There's like so these like considered tier 0 decks, but they're not so overpowering that other things aren't capable of winning, etc.
Yeah,
and then
I think incredibly explosive finishing is not common in the meta right now.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
And then now there is a near literal intercontinental ballistic missile getting launched from Japan over to the rest of the world. There's a blue maid on it that's yawning, and she's coming down hot with, what if, hear me out guys, 7 packets of 3?
Yeah, and like, and
the grossest stock shuffle known to man.
And if I really manage to get the full nuts,
9 packets of 3? Die now? Maybe it's even better if I burn you one twice for the last one.
The thing is that that's a 10 stock play, which
they got Stockata.
Isn't unheard of.
See, but that's the thing. They have Stockata, but it's not Bunny Girl. They don't need to pay for memory. Yeah. It's purely for stock.
Yeah, and
right.
Yeah, and the ditch part of it is dulled by the fact that you're adding cards to your hand, as you play them.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna naturally yield a greater possibility. You'll draw into more stock cards. You'll draw into more climaxes. You'll draw into whatever, right? So it's not out of the realm of possibility to triple this thing. If they triple this thing, you're cooked. I don't know what to tell you. You are dead. But it's not just that, right? Because Oshinoko is going to hit at the end of March, and that finisher does not mess around.
No, yeah.
Like, you will be incinerated if you're level 3. You can't live.
Unless you are specifically Bill hitting that one guy.
Yeah. If you live, you're just...
It's like the grace of God, just like the light comes down from the heavens and just rips all of your level 0s and puts them at the top of your deck. Like, that's how you live.
Yeah, like, if you whiff, it's just... I don't know, like, don't whiff. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly.
It's highly improbable, and so just an absolute fuck ton of damage from those two sets, and that's going to make things hard going into Worlds. There's a deck that is going to deal a crap load of damage. So
I mean, is ReZero gonna make it for Worlds?
No, there's no way.
If this,
there's almost literally no way to fit it into the schedule.
There's no April.
There is. Fujimi 2 is the
Fujimi
April
2.
set.
Okay.
So, unless they shove it in there somewhere.
Yo, if they shove in Re:Zero3 right before Worlds, holy. Oh, man.
Fujimi is the week before. So, there is literally no way. Like, they would have to be trolling if they put it in. None of these sets can be at Worlds, I don't think. Like, if it's trolling if they do. I just... There's no way.
Are we ready, guys?
We have 2 March sets already. There can't be any more cards. That just won't fit. Like, unless they release this thing the second week of April, which I guess is mathematically possible. Like, the most gross troll in the history of mankind if they do it.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
yeah.
Just don't do it, man. Just don't do it. Like, you just don't do it. I'm asking as kindly as I can.
All right. Well, it's time to get ready for another BSF season next year, where the most disgusting thing ever gets dropped right in the middle of it, and then we'll have it, and then we'll live with it for a whole BSF season, and then halfway through the BCS season, it'll get restricted again.
Yeah, they're gonna bunny girl this thing. They're gonna chainsaw man this thing. They're gonna get it all out of your system during the summer. If you want to play competitive Re:Zero, get it all out of your system. Just jam that thing into every Summerfest you attend until it's restricted. It will not make it through the Summerfest season. I can almost guarantee it. So
No. It depends on when it releases.
Yeah,
if it releases halfway through
they're
summer,
gonna release this thing in June, and by August we'll be begging for it to be restricted, and then by September they'll be like, yeah, it's gone. Like, there's just no way, man.
Oh man.
I don't know how to explain it to people. Like, here's the thing. There were sets they could have chosen that would not be like this.
All right. Give me the pitch. What should have come over?
How are we?
That's not Uma. We already know.
How
Uma
are we not releasing Uma? What the hell's wrong with these people? Uma 1 came out in 2023, in case you were curious. What in the absolute fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Release Uma 1. It's useful and meta. It would be meta. And Sekai 2, which you left Sekai 1 dead on the doorstep, just like you did the first set of Grisaya. Like, please. They're like, oh, it didn't sell that well. No, really? I wonder why. Maybe because you released it years after it came out and it was already dead. Like, just... Uma 1 and Sekai 2 needed to be released. Those sets would be relevant to the meta. They would be effective in the meta.
I mean, even beyond that,
You could have released Kaiju number 8 also, by the way.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I realize that people view that deck that it is unfun to play against, and they may be right. But it isn't unreasonable in strategy. It isn't. And its finisher isn't completely overwhelming.
Sure.
So, like, I feel that you could have released that set and it would have been okay. It would have been a nice counter to Nikke, and it would force people to actually, like, consider the way field-based decks operate in the meta. 8 standby decks would be pushed further into hell. That would just be a side benefit.
Side benefit. Yeah, well, yeah.
So, you could have, those 3 you could have done easily.
See, and my issue as well is that we're gonna miss, like, the Uma zeitgeist.
Yeah.
As well. Like,
That's the other thing.
The timing is gonna slowly slip.
Yeah. You've released the phone game is high popularity here in the US, but it's gonna go down over time as the hardcore people settle in and as the casuals leave. It's gonna lose. You're gonna lose some of that hype. And you were at peak hype 2 months ago or 3 months ago, where if you had announced it then, you would have had pre-orders as far and wide as you could have wanted them. So it's weird. It's just weird. Like, I understand you want to make money. Why not try to make some? Like, I refuse to accept, because
Like, I don't understand.
lots of people will defend this because they will say blah, there'll be some nonsense about getting the rights, the signatures, or some kind of business end of it. I don't care. Your job as part of the leadership of Bushiroad is to make money. This is just free money. You are leaving free money on the table because you have a set that is reaching high popularity in a market that is completely untapped. Why? Figure it out and tap it. Like, you've released sets without signatures before. If that's the problem, figure it out. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You got the phone rights. Figure it out.
It's like,
just release the cards.
It's like we got the Shadowverse one.
Yeah.
And that was even before the phone game.
Yeah.
That was before the good timing too.
Yeah. I can't comprehend it on any level.
Like, you have an existing partnership with Cygames.
Yeah.
You help them publish and run the Shadowverse game. You've printed Uma in that game too.
Yeah, I can't.
Like, maybe Cygames hates money. I don't know.
It's one of those things that, like, we just don't have enough information about the inside of how it works at Bushiroad.
And
but
we don't.
The reality is that there's a big window that they're gonna miss if they miss this. Like,
if we get Uma 1 in a year,
it's probably too late.
It's cooked.
And the thing is that the set is going to grow less relevant over time. I mean, it's already 2 years old, and it was really strong when it was released, but it's not going to get better as more time goes on. And the further you wait to release Uma 1, the harder it's going to be to release Uma 2, and you're
Yeah, the movie that also, did we get an international release of that movie?
unsure.
Yeah, okay.
Not a horse fan.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
yeah, I mean,
what I will say
it's
is
difficult to pull for it whenever it's going to be like multi-years, like similar to the Review movie in a sense, or it's like,
yeah,
he's super years old by the time that you would even consider releasing it.
Yeah, and the Sekai thing doesn't make sense to me either, just because it feels like, I mean, I don't know. These feel like easy releases that are just simple wins, where it's like your Miku-related fan base will probably eat this up, and it becomes a really important deck for the meta. I just can't. I don't know, man. I just don't know. It feels like a lot of opportunities were missed as part of this conference. And I know we've been going on about it for probably longer than we ever should have, but I'm really hurt by this conference because,
like, you personally,
like me personally, I feel like I'm interested in the health and growth of the English game, and I feel this conference damaged that because you're doing two different things simultaneously that in the long term of the game are making the game unhealthy and hurting the game. One is having a huge crater in your release schedule where you just don't release cards. That hurts the hype of the game. That hurts people's expectations of future sets. And you're releasing a set that's guaranteed to be restricted later, which is going to harm the sales of ReZero 3, and it's going to create uncertainty about future sales of sets that release in English. I think that they just don't have a good understanding of what happens when a set releases that is already restricted in Japan. You are killing the hype of the set before it releases, because everyone is already well aware of what's going to happen. Now, there's always collectors, right, who are going to get the cards, get the SPs. Emilia and Rem are some of the most popular anime characters in the history of Weiss Schwarz. So the set will sell no matter what. But it won't sell as well as it could have, because people probably will not desire nearly as many max rarity decks, because why would you? You know it's headed for the restriction list, so it just doesn't make any sense to try and max rarity it. Some people will, and I got no problem with that, but you're killing the whales, man. And that's what makes the game sales start to slip. That's what makes the tournament start to contract. That's what makes the game start to shrink. And it's sad, because a lot of this stuff feels really easily avoidable. And you're dulling the excitement around the game. And I think that's bad for the game long term. So that's why this conference upsets me so much, is because you dulled the hype of the game for the next 4 months minimum. No one's going to be excited about anything that's happening for the next 4 months because it's not going to affect the game at all. And you didn't announce any release dates for anything. So we already knew about all the sets that are coming out. You people are either going to buy them or they won't. Some of those sets are really popular. Dan to Dan, Fairy Tale, those are big sets, right?
Yeah.
So that's great. But it didn't create any additional talk, discussion, hype, future prospects around the game. It just didn't. And that sucks. So they really failed.
Yeah. It do be like that.
There's always the future. We're going to get another conference before the end of the year. So
are we? Do they? Oh yeah, they do a winter one, don't they?
They'll do a winter one for sure.
Really?
Yeah. So who knows when that's going to be? Probably December.
I guess it is. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
or January.
When was the last conference before this one?
Was
it the
August?
summer? Like that's a few months ago. Like it feels odd to do another. Like the winter conference, isn't that normally like around February?
I don't know if it's gonna be January or February, but it'll be because I mean we're beginning of November now, so like January is. I mean that's.
I guess that's okay. Yeah,
that's 2 months away.
Sure.
So we'll see. Who knows? But yeah, I think right now I'm pretty disappointed. So that sucks. But at least we know what the meta is going to look like, and we can lock in and focus on those decks, and you'll know exactly what you're going to be dealing with for the rest of the season, or mostly.
Yeah, for the most part. It's not going to be any super large surprises. There's nothing incredibly game-changing, and like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But one of those sets that's coming out, we got asked to make a deck for. It's Makeine. Too many losing heroines. And here I've got one Stephen Lafollette to present the Brainstorm Tribal deck.
This is the second one in the history of Weiss Schwarz.
What was the first one?
Chainsaw Man, dude.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So, okay, you ended up on Choice Pants Brainstorm Tribal, effectively.
Yeah.
What's our setup? I'm the learner here this time. I'm not the one cooking for once in a little while.
So by Brainstorm Tribal, obviously we're joking about, magic, a magic style idea where we have a whole bunch of cards that have similar keywords. And in this set, we have a bunch of really good brainstorms. And when you have a bunch of really good brainstorms and then you have incentive to have a full back row, you just run them all. Because there's no downside. You have lots of cool mechanics on your brainstorms. So
how many brainstorms do we have?
We have 7 brainstorms for this deck. So we've got our standard brainstorm, which is blue, and once per turn, when one of your other characters is reversed, as long as you have 2 or more other characters, you can draw and ditch. So we get a little hand fix whenever we get reversed. The timing of that is super interesting and cool. It's once per turn. It can also wheel you into something, and it can also hand fix right before a deck out. So that's very cool, and I like that a lot. It's a rare mechanic. Haven't seen it very often at that timing. It's also Brainstorm Salvage, which is fun. We have also Brainstorm Salvage and Act Pay 2 and Rest to Heal 1. So this deck is going to kind of want the game to play out pretty slowly due to the nature of how the Pants finisher interacts with the game. So if we get Omega Rich and we start resting and healing, then that really leads into our game plan, and we get Brainstorm Salvage. And then finally, we have the TD Brainstorm. On Climax placement, we get to look at 2 from the top of the deck and put them back in any order, which is great. Not triggering a Climax in your first attack is the fastest way to improve your win percentage in Weiss Schwarz. There is literally nothing worse. And then we have the Brainstorm 5 and Draw, which has become very common during for TD Brainstorms to be. So that can draw us into some more stuff. We have a lot of raw drawing.
What's our actual combo here?
So level 1 combo is on choice with a card that has a soul trigger, because of course it does, and 8k power, which is because of course it does. Its power condition is 2 or more other on play, and then our combo is on attack with choice. If we have 2 or more other, we look at up to X for a youth character or any event, and the X is number of back row characters plus 3. So
What?
if we have a full back row, it's just check 5. So check 5.
Wait.
Check 5. Add 1 for any event or character.
What?
Which is great.
And it has a soul trigger on it.
It has a soul trigger because, of course, it does. We're playing choice, and that's Weiss Schwarz in 2025. So yeah, great card, fantastic card.
Oh.
We're pairing that with another yellow level 1. So one of the characters, I've never seen this show.
Me neither.
One of the characters is we've got the Imuoto, the little sister character. All of her cards require the protagonist as part of a resonate condition.
Oh.
So the
Okay.
protagonist of the show is a 0/0 helmet, and then whenever it attacks, you give a character 1500 power, which is a generically great card. We just run several of it. So
And it resonates with that specific card?
yes.
You resonate with the helmet.
Yes, it's the only card
Interesting.
this character has in the whole set, I think.
Oh.
So you can't confuse it.
Sure. All right.
So
yeah.
our other level 1 here is resonate that and rest one of your other standing characters, like perhaps one of your unused brainstorms. And on play, it gets, or during the turn it's played, it gets on reverse, top stock, and draw and discard. So
Damn.
we have draw and discard from our level 1 funny card. We have draw and discard whenever one of our characters gets reversed off of the brainstorm. So we have
Oh, yeah, right.
We have
Yeah.
a whole lot of draw and discard. And then moving into our mid game, we've got level 1 anti-early. Everyone loves that. So we're gonna we're gonna go ahead and run that because again, we definitely want the game to take a pace that we can tolerate. We have another little sister card at 2. It's our 2K to 3 support, and then resonate and rest it to give it targets an opponent's front row character and gives minus 1,000 power and no backups.
Oh.
So
No backup.
We run this in case of we think our opponent has some backups that might matter.
Is it
Tragically,
only character?
tragically only characters.
Okay. All right.
We have a memory backup, which is going to matter because we are definitely we want to control the board. So we're going to have early plays, and we want to fight back against our opponent's early plays. And we have the changer for our finisher. So the changer is a 2/1/3/5 that gets 6k power during our turn. It has 2 souls. When it's reversed, it goes to memory, and then you can pay 1 and send it from your memory to the waiting room if you're level 2 to put our finisher / game extender on the board in any slot.
Huh. Okay.
So
Sure, all right.
Our level 3 game is a mixed bag of utility cards, early play healers, and then our finisher. So our utility 3 is on play, choose one of the 2, stock swap, or
We have swap?
yes, or draw 3, ditch 3, and then
Banger?
we can pay 1 to twin drive.
Sure.
We have an early play healer. How it early plays is either your opponent has a level 3 or you have 2 or fewer climaxes in the waiting room.
Funny.
11k power during our turn, and then clock to stock healing.
And then how big is it off turn?
Off turn, 8k.
Okay, that doesn't live. All right.
So, but it heals for 1, which we love.
Sure.
We have another level 3. It's 12.5k power, as long as all of your level zone has characters in it.
Okay.
And draw 2, ditch 2, top stock.
All right.
And then pitch 2 on attack to deal X damage. X is equal to 1 if you have 3 characters in the level zone. X is equal to 2 if you have 4 characters in the level zone.
So once you resolve the
How
finisher...
do we get 4 characters in the level zone, you might be asking yourself? Well,
Right.
we
Yeah.
are going with the unique, extremely unique, no other set has ever replicated this mechanic.
Yeah, the reason that we got level 5 graphics for that Ohio tournament.
Correct. Because of Anna, the level 3 pants combo.
Okay.
If in memory, we do not lose at level 4, we lose at level 5. We can't send this to memory by any other mechanic. It has a line of text that says if you did, it goes to the waiting room. It's combo on pants. At the end of attack, we have 2 choices. We can either pay 5 and clock 3 to send this card to memory.
Ouch.
Or burn 2.
Okay.
So,
free burn 2.
Free burn 2.
That's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah.
And you can early play this thing, no?
Yeah. So the play loop we want is early play, send our first one to memory, then cast whatever the fuck we can following that, then try to kill them while we're 4 and they're 3.
Actually, the most gross thing. Okay, so it's pay 5, clock yourself 3.
Yeah.
End of attack.
Yeah.
So if you hit 2 and then triple block, this is now the most disgusting resolution.
Oh,
just like in the history of mankind.
If you resolve this at low 2, you're just gaming.
You're just like laughing at them, being like,
you put 2
I added a level to this game.
Yeah, you put 2 of the Little Sisters stock charger on the board and you just go ham. You're like, get as much money as we can, cast all the level 3s that we can, kill them with fire. Burn 2, burn 2, burn 2, burn 2.
Is there what in English? Because I know somebody made a list when it came out in JP. What in English besides the random review card flips a card upside down in the opponent's memory?
I think there's a couple sets that have that mechanic. It's rare.
It's very rare. That's why the review one's so memorable. In that
not in the meta at all. If I recall.
Correct. I thought the initial list I saw was only like 3. And I wasn't even sure that all those sets were in English.
Yeah, I know it exists in English. It's incredibly rare. So I don't think that that's a significant risk. I think the worst case scenario for this deck and how it plays out in the worst possible way is hit to mid 3 or high 3, and then you're basically clocking yourself 3 times to heal yourself 4 times.
Yeah, like
how the math
basically
works out.
Buy yourself like 4 extra clock.
Yeah, it reads as heal 3 in the worst situation.
Pretty much.
And it reads as gain an entire level in the best situations. So you kind of want this draw 2, ditch 2 top stalker later in the game because 1, you can cast it for 1 stock, which is chef's kiss, right? We want that for sure. And on top of that, we can get another cheeky burn 2 that doesn't require climaxes. So in case we need it, we can have it.
Right, yeah, and kind of like the desperation end game, like we've spent all the resources, we're both scrapping, here's the extra instance. It's a 1 stock, like even if you paid super far down, this is still 1 stock for a guy that will then let you have the extra instance if you're like able to like push up the brainstorms, play the 1 guy, discard whatever you clock to draw, right? That sort of thing.
So it's important to note that because the card that sends up to memory to give us another level doesn't discard cards from our hand, your hand resources should be pretty decent throughout the game. So you can tolerate ditch 2 a lot more readily than you can most any other resource payout. How you should read the resource cost for this card is it costs 5 to pull this off because it's going to eat all the stock from the turn and it's going to cost 2 stock to play. So if you're at 8 stock, then by the time this is over, you should have 3. And 3 stock will allow you to either play 2 level 3s, either one, honestly, as long as you have 1 of the one that costs 1, and you can play 1 of that plus 1 of the other one if you have another pants. The other thing to remember is our clock to stock healer costs 1. So we have 4 level 3s that we can cast for 1, which is pretty sick. So we want to cast 1 stock level 3s and just batter them in the late game. The other thing is there's some game states where you don't go to 3 after you put this thing in memory. And like the game is hard winning at that point. If you clock yourself to like 2-4 and then triple block, it's
if you triple
hard
block,
winning.
No, if you triple block before the send to memory and afterwards, after spending 5, you're him.
Yeah.
Like that's like the grossest possible outcome you can see in your life, right? Where you just like see your life is flashing before your eyes as your opponent is literally like 17 damage away from death, and you're probably at like 3-1, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah. So that's the plan. We have 21.
That's the goal. I don't know how much you can get there.
We have 21 soul triggers. So
Jesus.
21 soul triggers means that we probably are gonna press the damage race a little better than most decks. Now, obviously, one of those is the Pants Climax. But we have lots and lots of cards we can pick up with the Choice Climax, which is really good. Medium deck speed, due to checking 5 with our level 1, and having 900 brainstormers. The downsides are pretty much we have nothing for event-based counterplay. So if our opponent has like rest events, like I don't know, Nike or something, then that Omega sucks. Losing the 3-2 if you early played it and can't send it to memory. If you screw that up somehow by like running into anti-early counterplay, then like that you can grief the game really hard that way. Don't do that. Anything that makes the game go really fast is gonna feel gross.
I mean, that's kind of, although to be fair, that's kind of what isn't there, was it a 1-0 or is it a brainstorm that you can like resonate to give no backup to?
It's a 2-1.
Got it,
It
okay.
gives no backups, but it doesn't give no events.
Sure, but like anti-change is normally
Anti-change,
on.
yes. If you if you think anti-change is possible, then you can do that, right?
Yeah,
It's possible.
Sure.
The other thing is that you may not necessarily get the opportunity to change into this thing at 2. That's okay. Doing it at 3-0 is fine.
Right.
It's completely fine.
Sure.
The other thing is this 3 does not do anything on play.
It heals?
So, no.
Oh, nothing on play. Got it.
So
Heard.
you need to be in a decent game state when you arrive, or you're gonna feel kind of choked on resources. We have 2 of the best 0 pluses that can exist in the game right now. We have the standard Ricky, which we love, we'll never hate, and we ran 4 of because that's me. I'm him running 4 Rickies.
Yep.
And then we have a absolutely clutch clean cut. 3,500 all the time. And then clean cut, and it's downside, putting in air quotes. If you don't have another character, it can't stand. Okay, play another character with your clean cut. All right, don't jam this thing on turn 1. That's it. That's the only downside. And we have tons and tons and tons of brainstormers. Our standard opening is going to be going second is going to be clean cut any 2 other guys, and make sure one of them is a brainstormer.
Right.
So we can just slide that thing to the backstage.
For sure, yeah.
Which is great. Overall, very reasonable game plan. Is it the most explosive, best game plan of all time? No. The ceiling for this deck is literally in heaven, and the bar is literally in hell. So there are going to be some game states where you resolve this thing, and you're going to feel like Thanos, where it's just like there's no way you can lose. You have so much HP.
Have you gotten it yet?
I've had some really good and really cursed game states.
Okay, yeah. So you have gotten both heaven and hell.
It's definitely
this guy's the Guilty Gear intro. Heaven and hell.
The medium result, which is basically like you clock yourself to 3-6 or 3-5 or 4-0, is pretty common.
Right.
And so like you should view that you should plan your games around that, where it's like it would be so much better. Honestly, the thing that keeps this deck from going way over the top is they have an anti-damage event counter, but it requires a full field, and it's red. So you could run enough red cards to work that in. That's a thing that is doable.
And you can add it with the 1 combo.
Correct. You can make sure you can grip it. The downside is, in some of the matchups where you badly need it, you will not have it. Like, you will never have it against Nikkei. And there will be other matchups where bouncers and stuff will be sculpted to deny it. Because denying cards by bouncing is a common thing happening in the meta right now due to a variety of mechanics. Mostly Nikkei and Overlord, but also lots of other stuff. So, as soon as you put this thing in your hand, they're going to start looking for the card that's going to deny it. So, you can still run it, and you would have to alter the deck significantly from what I've built here. This is mostly yellow-blue. The only red card is the red brainstorm. But I think there are enough good red cards to where you could make that happen if you wanted to try and min-max your defensiveness. Like, you wanted to make sure you don't become the next losing heroine. But my worry is that you will have trouble resolving it sometimes, and you will be giving up, like, some of your good utility. So, feel free to try that. If you think that that's something that's good. The level 1 advantage engine combo is not bad. It's just tough, but you mill twice. So you discard a card to mill 2 and then salvage X levels combined from this effect, and you do it twice. So you're going to be milling 4 and salvaging 2 after discarding 1. And the power of it is slightly lower, but you do get the power off turn. So it's an off turn 6k, which is fine, completely fine. And so you could pivot this to a door pants situation pretty easily. And I think it would be reasonable, and it would increase your defensiveness a little bit. So that's up to you.
All right.
But I think this build is pretty reasonable and can work. So feel free to give it a try. Obviously, you know, we built this with the intent of a certain person trying them, but the upside is that you too could try it and see what you think.
Let us know, Ryan. Let us know your vibes, your thoughts, and we'll chat about it next time. And that, you know, it was really a Steve ranting episode. We love those.
Yeah,
it's a Steven pop-off episode.
Yeah, sometimes I get in my feelings and I don't release easily. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sounds good. But that's gonna be it for the show today. So tune in next time after your next tech out, and don't you forget to take the refresh point.